I wanted to do another quick video here, still in healing mode. You're going to probably see a lot of robe and pajamas for the next, I don't know, however long it takes. This is Tara, Marina, by the way. Bonjour. The healing process after a miscarriage or loss. And it's interesting, I want to start by saying I have experienced both the loss of a baby that was 6 days old and the loss of a miscarriage at a little bit over 8 weeks. And I had judged previously the loss of a baby harder because that's what I had experienced. And yet I'm here almost 15 years later experiencing a miscarriage, and it is equally, it's different. I don't even want to compare them. They're different. And so wherever you are in your journey, I want to express my deep understanding as much as I can. Everybody's journey is different, and deep love, just deep love. And specifically inside of this video, I want to say first and foremost, I wanted to speak to the husbands or the partners who are trying desperately to support their wives or their partners going through this and yet trying to heal on their own. I don't have a magic answer for you necessarily, but I do have the real genuine feeling of a woman being on this side of things and desperately craving a level of support that I think many men can provide. They just don't know how or exactly what to provide. I know that my husband, we've been married for over 15 years, and we're very deeply in love, and yet this rocks us. First time it rocked us. We had an early miscarriage after our son died at 6 days. That rocked us. 2 healthy boys, fantastic. This 8-week miscarriage after an IVF cycle, super intense, super intense. So I want to speak to you, husbands, partners. I might say husbands just because that's my situation, but partners, whatever. It's really hard. And your partner might go really dark on some days and want to be in bed all day and not want to eat or talk or do anything, and it might seem like you can't get through to her. And then the next hour or the next minute or the next day, she might seem like she's okay, and you might feel a little relief of, okay, it's going to be okay, she's going to be okay. And the very next minute or hour or day, she might crash again. And I want you to know this is normal. And I want you to know that that's not your fault. And I'm sure from a spouse's or partner's perspective, it's got to be really hard to watch your wife or your loved one go through this, because I know, at least for my husband, he just wants to fix things. He wants to please me. He wants me to be okay. And he wants to do everything he can to make it better. And this is just something you can't make better. There's no shortcut. There's no quick fix. Hugging her, like, honestly, whatever craziness comes out of her mouth, whatever comes out of her mouth, just to hug her as tight and as long as she needs it. Let her scream, let her be crazy. I wouldn't try to fix it with words, just tell her you love her and you're sorry, because there aren't any words, there aren't any magic phrases like it's gonna be okay, because she doesn't feel in this moment that it is going to be okay. Even if she believes it, even if she's incredibly evolved and spiritual and all of that, and even if she's telling herself it's going to be okay, the last thing you want to hear from somebody else when you're in this situation is it's going to be okay. Because you have no, excuse my French, but you have no effing idea how it feels unless you are the woman going through it. Even if you have been through it and you're talking to somebody else, it's like only you know what you're feeling. So I would just, and these are just suggestions. I don't know, God, honestly, having been through this again, I don't freaking know anything. I'm only sharing from a deep place of intention, what I have found to be useful is divine pampering. And that's what I want to share with you. And it might sound like, I don't know what it sounds like, but from personal experience, when you go through this, all you want is to be taken care of. Literally, a life was ripped out of you. In whatever way it happened, a life was taken. And whatever your birth story or birth loss was, a life that you had visioned is gone. And from a woman's perspective, there's a lot of guilt. Even sometimes from the husbands, a lot of shame, a lot of what ifs, and a lot of feeling ugly. Feeling really, really ugly and unworthy and confusion. And so my recommendation is pampering on any and every level. Everybody obviously has their own budget of what this means. If you're in a space where you can do some gorgeous piece of jewelry like a diamond necklace or diamond earrings or something with baby love engraved on it. And again, I'm not saying, I want to be clear, I'm not saying that this is going to fix anything or that, oh, just replace this baby with a diamond earring. I'm not saying that. I want to be really, really clear. Really clear. So I intend for you to hear me. What I am saying, that a level of pampering, and it doesn't just have to be gifts or even only gifts or at all gifts, little notes, like everyday little notes. I love you, babe. I'm so sorry. Just little post-it notes. Get her a cup of tea, buy her a cashmere blanket. I'm not saying you have to buy things, but I'm just speaking from my perspective. I'm a Frenchie natural essence, and if you don't know what that means, and you would like to, you can of course check out Elegant Femme. I have a whole system around it, but right now, really deeply in my heart, I want to speak to the men that feel really, really lost and they don't know what to do, because sometimes something as simple as a trinket might seem like stupid. It might seem like, oh my God, she's not going to care about that. From my experience, I do care, because it makes me feel like somebody is going out of their way and thinking about me. There's nothing that you can say or do that will fix the pain that your wife or your loved one is going through. You can't fix it. There are, though, like levels of pampering and luxury and just deep, deep compassion and attention that you can give her that show her that you take this as seriously as she does, that you realize that this is an important, defining life moment. And when you put focused attention towards it, by doing things that are out of the norm, writing notes, buying jewelry, taking her on on a trip, tucking her in at night, reading her a story, writing her a letter, when you do things that are outside of the norm, it helps her recognize that you too see that she's feeling outside of the norm, and that this is a moment to go to extremes, so to speak, because she's and you together are in a moment of extreme in your life. So I don't know if this helps anybody. I pray and intend that it does, just to give the husbands and the partners a little bit of direction. Again, it doesn't have to be expensive. It truly is the thought that counts. And just be patient. She loves you, and she doesn't mean, if she says anything mean or condescending, or she doesn't mean it. She's just hurting. She's just hurting. So be patient and know that, yes, time heals, and just go out of your way to pamper her. Think of things that are creative and show, not just with words, but show. Give her something to hold on